this joint and light it.
Oh, hey. I feel like I heard a double echo. Did you hear that double echo during that live? During the intro?
I didn't hear it. I don't
That
know,
was
though.
so weird. Fine.
I don't know why you would hear that.
Oh, thank you. No fucks given. I appreciate that. Always great to see you out. So here we are again, another Sunday evening. What a week it's been. It's the last week that the kids are in school. They have one kid has graduation tomorrow, and then she's done. And then the little one's got a half a day Tuesday, and then they're out on summer break. It's also Father's Day. So happy Father's Day, Tweak.
Thank you.
How was your day?
A lovely day. I got away with doing a whole lot of, well, nothing. I did lose power, and I did have to feed. No, I did a lot. I was taking care of chickens and goats and building some roosting for the chickens that hopefully they'll start taking a perch to. So that way my chickens can stay off the ground. I don't want them getting eaten by stuff.
Yeah, that is true.
So I had a good day. I was just lazy.
Well, that's not a lazy day. It seemed like you had a lot of stuff you did. Well, a lazy day is like not doing nothing. That's a lazy day.
Not doing nothing?
Yeah.
I don't know how a double negative would work. Would that mean you're doing something?
No, don't go all.
If you're not doing nothing, then you're doing something.
Me.
Listen, grammar's a thing.
I don't grammar very well. You know this.
How was your week?
My week, busy, crazy. I'm both excited and dreading summer vacation because I don't have to worry about, homework and early mornings and bedtimes, and it's a little more laxy, David, there. But at the same point, then I run out of things to do with them. But my little one's going to volleyball camp at the end of the month. So that's exciting.
My older brother plays volleyball still.
She's really good at it. I'm just curious how she's going to do because she's like her mom. She's 3 foot like nothing.
Short. You should probably get her into something more that she'll be good at. Like, I don't know.
She's really good at it. She is really good at it. She's got control. She's got all of that stuff. I'm just curious how it's going to work.
You missed that, didn't you?
Yeah.
I said everything goes over my... You should get her into jockey and horses. Something she'll be good at.
We are little.
Short jokes. What has it been? 2 weeks? 2 weeks? The last time I was here?
2 weeks. Yeah. And you still We got to get your show up and running.
Yeah. Yeah, I had an unexpected visitor come in, and my kid came and hung out for a week. So I kind of stayed like out of chats and everything like that. I was just like, I'm going to go enjoy being a dad for an entire week, except for the summer. So that's what I did.
That's good. I'm sure he was excited and had a lot of fun.
When he gets to play on the 4-wheeler, he's always excited.
I
It's a good
think
thing
any
about living
kid.
in the country.
Does he live in the city?
He does. He lives in a city where there's nothing fun to do. So it's absolutely he sits around inside and plays video games a lot because there's not a lot to do. And then I guess kids don't go out and play with other kids as much often because there's just too much to do. It. See, back in the day, there wasn't a whole lot to do inside the house. That's why everybody left.
Yeah.
Go outside and do stuff. But now there's all this crazy stuff to take up your attention on the inside. Nobody goes outside anymore.
Yeah. It drives me insane. My little one and my older son, well, my only son, they're outside people. They live outside. It's my 14-year-old. I have to like coerce her outside. Like, let's go. Time to go outside.
You gotta
But
lock them outside.
if I say to her, let's go fishing or for a walk, she's all over it. So she needs something to do. Like I can't just put her outside and say, go figure it out because she's lost. He needs like a purpose to be out there. And I'm like, find one, build a fort, throw rocks at a tree, like just do something, you know?
Go climb a tree.
Right. I was saying that the other day, like I was talking to somebody and I was like, you don't see kids anymore with like broken arms or broken legs because they're never outside anymore. Like I remember growing up and kids had like, you know, stitches in their forehead from ass over tea kettle over their handlebars because they're trying to drive with no hands or they're building ramps. You know, like you don't see that anymore.
Not really. That is crazy. These coddled ass kids. Get out of the fucking house.
Exactly. Get outside. So we're back with that controversial topic that people seem to talk about for a few days after the show as well. So that was quite interesting.
I
think it got almost 800 something views. It did very, very well.
Nice. You talk about something everybody's got to put their 2 cents in. I was talking to you earlier about the listen, I just like to say things on Twitter because whatever. It's what it is, what it is. I have my beliefs. That's cool, but I'm not going to sit there and try to like persuade anybody. I'm just going to throw some shit out there, make a meme or two and make fun of people. And I made a comment about someone made a comment about that the Indian airliner going down. Somebody turned off gravity. And then I made the comment, gravity's just a theory. Oh my God. My messenger did not stop going off about that. Just triggers people. Oh, gravity's real. And it's just like, oh, calm down, man. And then you just keep poking the hole. You shoot them once and then they're all like, ow, I'm damaged. And then you just keep poking the hole with be like, hey, listen, that's just a theory. Gravity's just a theory. Don't make them
use their brain. Then they get even more mad because they can't do that.
It amazes me. I that's where I found out that people just don't understand real words. They just hear a guy in a lab coat say some shit and they're just like, oh yeah, that must be true. You're not wearing a lab coat. I don't believe you. There's a video. There's a video coming up that will.
I wonder if that's where that saying came from. You have to dress the part. Because if you don't dress the part, people, like you said, people don't believe you.
You know, probably right. I should start wearing a suit all the time. I'm gonna wear a lab coat everywhere I go. I need to get rid of my frog back here. He's got to get rid of the battle garb and the gun, and I'm gonna get a lab coat.
People will think you're fucking making meth if you're in a lab coat.
That's true. That's a good point. You're either a doctor or a meth maker. That does make sense. I can see that after that Breaking Bad.
Yeah, you live in a, you get your trailer with your farm, you start walking around in a lab coat, people are going to ask lots of questions.
That is a good point. I only wear it when I'm on streams. Just so that way, and I wear just the lab coat. So that way, it's a combination of me without a shirt and a lab coat.
There you go. It's the best of both worlds.
So you
Breathability
can
and smarts.
yeah. Trust me, just because I have my shirt off doesn't mean I don't know what I'm talking about. I've got a lab coat. I just like to feel the sun while I'm telling you about how things work. Trust me, I have a lab coat.
Trust me. Just trust me, bro. My kids say that all the time. Just trust me, bro. And I'm like, no.
I think that's how everybody wants it. Just trust me. That's their argument. Is just like, hey, just trust me. No, can I just see your evidence of what makes you say that? Why do you believe that? Oh, you don't have any of that? No. Okay.
Well, I said my daughter, since we're on part 2 of our flat earth theory, slash, the definition of the word theory. And she said something and I'm like, look it up, try to prove me wrong. And she was like, oh, I don't have time for that. I don't want to do it. So I'm just going to agree with you and be like, oh yeah, mom, whatever you say is right. I'm like, oh, so you're not going to put the work in to try to prove me wrong, but you're still not going to believe a word I say because I don't have the lab coat.
I think that's probably what it is. I think you're onto something there with lab coats.
Yeah. You got to dress the part.
It's teachers. Yeah, that was in a video. You got to be in the role or in that title to where they do look up to.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. Because I could tell, like, I wonder if I could try to prove that. Because one of my cousin's wives is a teacher. I wonder if I could be like, hey, I want you to say this to my kid and see if she believes it out of your mouth instead of mine. And she'll probably be like, oh, okay, maybe you were right, Mom. Sorry. That'd be an interesting thing.
What's crazy is in my little experience that I was telling you about before we hit the live button in Muskogee, I met a black dude in there who told me the earth is flat. I was sitting here conversating and having these philosophical debates with some of the guys in there. He comes out, this black dude, he's 19 years old and he's in there for a shooting. Sat there and told them all, nah, he's right. The earth is flat. And they're like, what? And I'm just like, what? And he's like, dude, my science teacher straight told us all the truth. And I'm like, what'd he tell you? And then he's just like, he broke it down and said, this is all a lie. That he went in there and said all the same shit that I was learning. And I'm just like, damn, all right. Here's a 19-year-old black kid lives in Muskogee County, in Muskogee, Oklahoma, knows that the earth is flat because his science teacher told him.
Mm-hmm.
If I would have told them that shit, dude, I told people, grown-ass men, they're like, you're an idiot. Well, I got a book on Carl Sagan. Carl Sagan's a moron. Well, you're a moron.
Yeah.
Because I'm not put up in front of, I'm not one of the high priests. I'm not one of the high priests of the cult, of the religion. Oh, there are people who are making comments about gravity. And I'm like,
you want to bring it up?
Yeah, that's fine, I guess. NASA, that.
Let me know when you want me to throw your screen up there.
You can.
Okay.
I don't care if anybody sees my stuff. Where was this? Notifications. Yeah.
Cassie says she knows Muskogee. How do you pronounce that again?
Muskogee.
Muskogee, Oklahoma, pretty well.
Why does she know Muskogee very well?
I don't know.
I have to go all the way back in there. Jesus, that was 3 days ago. That was insane. All right, here we go. Let me go up to it. So somebody posted, Matt Wallace posted, I guess that's a big guy on X or some shit like that. Matt
Yeah,
Wallace
he
is
usually
from
has a lot of
Condition.
clickbait stuff like, "Gee, what do you notice here?"
Yeah, so it came across my feed. Someone turned off the gravity, and that was this crash. Bam, falling down. The guy didn't jump out the plane. The bottom got ripped out from underneath him, and he fell out and survived.
My
Bam.
God, that's terrifying.
Someone turned off the gravity. So me being me and been like, you know what? Fuck it. Gravity is a theory. Same as the tooth theory in Santa. All right. So look at the analytics on this. That's crazy.
Thing. Almost 76,000 people saw that post.
775 engagements, 166 profile visits, detail expands. But there's people in here just to go in there and say, have you ever observed or experienced a tooth fairy or stand? I mean, as a grown-ass man, you're tripping. MAGA hordes for you. Like, I've got nothing right there in my profile picture. True seeker, my knowledge and understanding of this existence is ever expanding. I'm just a frog trying to figure out this pond. I'm not wearing a MAGA hat. It's just my little frog avatar, and it's Tweak the Soldier. It's my little picture thing that I had made for when I had my show, Tweaking the Law. I'm like, where does MAGA come from? If anybody knows me, I don't like politics. Well, I love politics, but I don't like politicians at all. The system's absolutely terrible. But I'm like, MAGA hordes? What the fuck? Okay. It's always mildly amusing. Somebody's going to tell me about theory who doesn't understand that theory is a plausible or scientifically acceptable general principle. What?
A general principle. General is a broad term.
A hypothesis assumed for the sake of argument or investigation. That doesn't make anything a law. If gravity is a theory, it doesn't say anything. It's a belief, a policy. Now listen to me. A belief, a policy or procedure proposed or followed as a basis of action. That's religion. Religion is a belief. You know what I mean? All right. So science and this whole thing, if that's what it is, theories, then those are just beliefs. It's just religion. It's a cult. There's people who don't understand that. There's people who do. No, theories are based on research. Dude, it's a best guess. Like, I see something happen and I'm just like, hey, you know what? I think it's this. That sounds plausible, I guess. I don't know what it is, but that sounds plausible. That's what the fuck it is. Oh, nope, it's fact. There are people. No, it's a fact. Like, no, it's not. Show me. That's it. Show me. Gravity is known physics law. LOL. What are you, a flat earth? It's a theory.
Mabel is in the house. And Mabel says, many great men tried to prove the theory of gravity and failed.
Here is an article that I wrote because I was tired of just going in and talk because I was talking to a lot of people responding. There's 100 and something more that I responded to. It's insane. So I went and got the proof. I'm like, here we go. This is a peer-reviewed paper. Introduction. The theory of gravity has been around for over 300 years. From Newton to Einstein, we have believed this theory that gravity is an internal force of mass, i.e. mass creates gravity. 1. However, no one has ever truly understood this force, nor have they proven its existence. Yes, none of them have proven its existence. I like to tell people their facts. Anyway, we go beyond that. I troll hard. I don't care.
Mabel said Newton didn't even believe his own shit.
Yeah, I know, right? It's insane, these people. But these people will go out and argue with me and say, no, it's the truth. And it's like, no, man, it's not. It's a theory. Do you know what theory is? Yeah. Like in here we are. You got stuck to the surface for gravity. Try jumping and see if you get unstuck. I'm just joking, right? Like, jump. And then if he goes outside and he's going to jump, he's going to do what?
Unstick
Break
himself.
the laws of gravity? Yeah. How'd you just beat gravity? It's pulling the water and it's keeping it to the surface. How did you beat it? Do it again. Jump higher. Can you double jump? Oh, okay.
Double tap.
Here's my favorite when they do this one. Scientific theories are proven, however. So I says, because nothing says proven like speculation. You're dumb. Try getting smarter. These people want to try to tell me that scientific theories are different than theories. And I'm just like, all right. I'm not sure how to explain this to you, that just because you put a word in front of theory doesn't change the definition of the word theory.
Mm-hmm.
So you may put it into a particular thing like judicial theory. Okay, now we're speaking specifically to the theory about judicial aspects, or law theory. All right, so I can understand scientific theory, but it's still a fucking theory. But people will be like, no, listen. But scientific theory, it's been peer reviewed. Oh my fucking God. Do you understand a word about theory? Somebody else said, you know what? I think this has happened. This is why I think this happens. I see the same results you do. And you know what? I agree with you. Well, there are 10 other people who say, I think you're an idiot. Remember, the Jesuits pushed the heliocentric model versus the biblical geocentric model. Learning against learning was their tactic, modern day propaganda. Absolutely true. You start to find out, it goes down that rabbit hole. Are you on YouTube?
Yeah, but it doesn't. I don't care about YouTube. It's there.
No, I won't play any of my soundboards. I'll be polite and we'll keep you on the airwaves. Theory is not a hypothesis, it's work. Oh my God. So I have to go hypothesis, an assumption. That's my favorite part. It's an assumption. All right. And then I have to put theory for him. Do I give him theoretical? I gave him theoretical. Existing only in theory. But these guys don't see it. You can give them the words. Watch. Theory is not hypothesis. Listen this. All right, dude. Does that make my statement any less true? People went off when your mother told you you're special. She was right. You're just jealous. Mine loved me and yours was a whore. See? Listen, I've got knowledge to hand out and bitter quips. All right. Tooth fairy and sin are myths. Gravity is a scientific theory, which means there's too much evidence there. Nor have they proven its existence. Like, there's too much evidence. What evidence do they have? If it was an evidence, it wouldn't be a theory anymore, would there?
No, it would be scientific fact.
So one of the things that I want to get past to people is like, hey, listen, gravity is great. It's an explanation. It's a theory on why we stick to the surface. That's all it is. It's a theory. Boop, an idea. And there are a lot of people who are paid, just like all those people who were paid money by Anthony Fauci to tell you guys that, it was in a Wuhan, or it wasn't a Wuhan lab. It crossed over from a bat, and that it was safe and effective. I don't know. Why would anybody lie? I don't know. I don't know why those doctors would lie about a coronavirus.
Mm.
And then, safe and effective. Why would they do that? For fucking money. Hey, I'll pay you a lot of money. You just tell me everybody the earth is round. Here, you just post these images. That's all you got to do. I'm going to pay you so much money. Why would they do that? Why not? Why do they fucking care? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nor
so
have they
what do you have for us today that we're going to learn about, since we're talking about gravity a lot here?
We can start watching this video. All we have is questions, right?
Yeah, that's all we have.
And then we have the theories that may seem more plausible. And it's Caleb in here. This one's 14, but we'll stop in between. It's got a few of them in here. But this is all a good spot to go for anybody else who wants to go see all the videos themselves and just explore. Don't take my word for shit. Don't trust me. I'm just a half retarded guy who smokes weed and spends a lot of time on the internet. That's that. Go search this stuff for yourself, because it doesn't matter what I tell you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to change your mind. Only you are going to change your mind. So go here, go check out this stuff whenever you want to. Do it on your time when you feel like it, because, like I said, oh wait a minute, this isn't the girl. This is what we want to watch right here.
The sun's gravity is
sound?
so strong,
Yes.
it's zipping through the solar system, and it's dragging all of these planets with it. Kind of like how you see here in this illustration. Isn't this amazing? But here's the thing.
Here, pause that for 1 second.
Enough to pull.
So, just looking at that diagram, you're telling me one special planet, the sun, just stays straight? It doesn't go in a loop-de-loop like the other ones. Just one planet, just the sun. Just goes straight all by itself. I can't hear you.
Nope, and it's not even going straight.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, like the center of the galaxy, if you were to put a string on the center of the galaxy and then it goes out to the sun, all right, that sun is just going around the center of the galaxy like that at the end of that string. All right. And then we're on that. Now we go down to the sun, zoom in. Now we're going around that on the end of the string, and all those planets are on a string going around that thing while it's going that way around a string. Yeah, we're doing this spiral loopy-loop thing through galaxy as it's going around the fucking center.
Never colliding.
It's like the third law of physics, or the moving. I forget what the hell it is. We're going to go into it later in this video, I do believe. You ready?
Yes,
Kind
sir.
of like how you see here in this illustration. Isn't this amazing? But here's the thing. It's strong enough to pull this planet here all the way across the solar system with it, but it isn't strong enough to pull this planet right into it, or this planet, or this planet. In fact, this planet catches up to it, circles around it at 66,000 miles an hour, and the sun's gravity isn't strong enough to snatch the moon away from it. Gravity is so selective. It's strong enough to keep us on the ground, but not a butterfly. It's even strong enough to keep cargo ships upside down, but not a dandelion. Wow, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Keglabar. A lot of people like to say that. That doesn't make any sense. We'd be upside down. And those are the people, the ball earth. I'm like, hey, which way is up? And then they always point up. And I'm like, that makes no sense whatsoever. On a ball, there is no up. There is no sideways. Hey, look left for me as a ball earther. You'd be like, all right, whatever. Yeah. Do any pose you want and then fucking look anywhere. That's looking left. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Can me and you talk about bendy space-time, or more formally known as gravity? You may have heard other flat earthers say, no, gravity doesn't exist. It's a theory. It's buoyancy and density, but it's actually more than that. Buoyancy, density, and electrostatics, in my opinion. If you didn't know, there's a measurable amount of electrostatics in the air. This Richard Feynman lecture really puts it into perspective. And if you really want to check it out, I linked it in my Telegram, Linktree in my bio. Here's the article though, if you want to read it real quick. As one goes upward from the surface of the ground, the electric potential increases about 100 volts per meter. Here's a graphic to kind of give you an idea of how this would look. So why am I talking about this? As you go up, you become more positively charged, so you will seek equilibrium with the negative, being the ground. So that's why when you hear other heliosexuals saying, why aren't we flying away if gravity isn't real? It's because you're denser than the atmosphere that encompasses you, the nitrogen, oxygen, and other gases, as well as the electrostatic force is basically sticking you to the ground. But don't blindly believe me. Listen to Walter Lewin, an MIT professor, giving a lecture literally explaining this. Let's listen to it and talk about it.
And not part of 802, so I will leave that alone for now. So what holds our world together? Well, on the nuclear scale, 10 to the minus 12 centimeters, very important are the nuclear forces. On an atomic scale, up to thousands of kilometers, it's really electric forces that hold our world together. But on a much larger scale, planets and stars in the galaxy, it is gravity that holds our world together.
If you were listening closely, he said, from the atomic level up to thousands of kilometers, that is what's holding our world together, is electrostatics, not gravity. And gravity only comes into play on the planetary force, and there's problems with certain planets with the gravity, and then you have to invoke dark matter and dark energy, which is supposed to make up 95% of the universe, to actually make any of that work. So it's kind of a reification fallacy, if you ask me. I have a little bit more I need to go over, but seriously, read this quote by Isaac Newton himself talking about gravity and mass attracting mass. This is a drone with 0 moving parts. It uses ionic propulsion or electrostatics to fly. Got to add this earlier in the video, but if you're curious why the downward vector is decided, why things choose to fall down, not sideways and up, it's because of the downward pour of the electrostatics in the atmosphere to the ground that's acting as a negative. There's an article admitting that dark matter and dark energy supposedly make up 95% of the current cosmological view of the universe. Just a side note, dark matter adds up to 666 in gematria. Space and time are human constructs. They can't be bent or explain what's going on in the universe. If you want more of my opinion, check my link tree in my bio. Got a podcast there.
He would be fun to have on the show.
That's Caleb. I've watched a lot of his videos. Caleb is very, very knowledgeable. Write his stuff down. Caleb.fe, Flat Earth.
Totally gonna look him up.
I really want to look into that. He was explaining how the electrocurrency, electrostatic, and he's seen that had that drone.
Yep.
I'd like to build that drone. I think that'd be kind of easy. I think I could probably order the parts and just build it. And then if it works like that, man, no moving parts. Let me see if I can't build that on a larger scale and go for a ride. Wee!
It's like all those people who build the cars that can run off of water. They all just disappear.
Well, see, there's the difference is I wouldn't try to sell it. Once you try to sell that patent, they will, disappear you, poison you. I don't know. You're gonna die.
Yeah.
I hope you have a life insurance policy and someone's getting paid for that because, I don't know. Everybody seems to, and their work disappears. You only find them online, and then it's few and far between. And everybody's just like, nah, it's a conspiracy theory, and nobody does anything.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. See, that's why you're here. You find those conspiracy theory videos, and then we watch them.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ready for this other one?
Oh, I'm so ready.
I think it goes back to King Lamar. I just have questions. You know what I mean? Like the electrostatic thing that makes more sense. Like we're being pulled down to negative.
So we're all connected to the earth.
Charge. And that's why it's round.
I'm beginning to understand that many people have a hard time discerning explanation from proof. Because someone gives you an explanation for an unprovable phenomenon does not make that explanation proof. We are told that lunar eclipses occur when the sun, the earth, and the moon are in a direct line. Supposedly, the sun shines light onto earth. The earth then casts a shadow onto the moon, okay? That is an explanation for a phenomenon that we see in the sky. It is not proof. Proof would be to see this happening from a different vantage point. We would need to go up on a rocket into, quote, outer space to get high enough to see the sun, the earth, and the moon and be able to say, okay, I am observing this phenomenon happen. But we can't. So this can't be used as proof of a globe earth. In fact, it can't be used as proof of anything. It only proves to me that you accept explanations without critically thinking. My son was suspended from school one day, and he came home and he gave me a good explanation as to why this happened. At first, I accepted that explanation until more evidence arose. And then I realized that that explanation was not proof, nor was it truth.
Kid's about to
You
get
see
his
where I'm
ass
going
beat.
with this?
Right,
We
like
also
Michael
have
Jordan.
an eclipse that is called a selenilian. It is referred to as an impossible occurrence because it is literally impossible on a globe. It is impossible because both the sun and moon are above the horizon when this eclipse occurs, making it impossible for Earth's supposed shadow to be causing this phenomenon. It has been explained, not proven, explained away as the effects of atmospheric refraction. But let me remind you, refraction is of light waves, not shadows. Not only that, during this eclipse, the shadow is on the top half of the moon. I don't know how you want to explain that unless you want to say it's a mirage. I know you guys are good for that.
It's a mirage.
But the fact is, you will accept any explanation given to you as long as it's coming from someone that's higher in this hierarchy system. That's the way your brain was programmed to work. If I tell you something, you'll go back and forth with me about it all day. But if a guy with a white lab coat on comes along and tells you something, he doesn't even have to have a GED or a high school diploma. You will accept it as proof, and you will go around telling everybody that you know the truth. And it's all because you were programmed to accept whatever comes from somebody who fits the description. You see, if there's more than one plausible explanation for a phenomenon, then neither of them can be used to explain it. At some point, you're going to have to choose. And in doing so, you're going to have faith, making the globe that you believe in your religion. The same way flat earth is my religion. But I'll be the first to say there's more evidence to support my religion than yours. My religion is based on observable facts, while yours is based on theories.
See that one? Yeah. And then the whole, if you were paying attention to the flat Earth map mode,
Yeah.
that is also back here. Oh, it doesn't have the where I can see it. Yeah. I have the app on my phone. It's called the Flat Earth Map. Flat Earth Pro. I don't know, maybe. Anyway, yeah.
It's an app.
Yeah, it's an app. And it actually, you can see what it would look like on the flat Earth. It runs at what it would look like during the right now. Wherever you are, it goes to it. Something to look at. Flat Earth Dave. I think I get all this straight from his. Maybe if my internet wants to work. While it's deciding on that, we'll go back to this.
Doodaloo.
So I was thinking about Disney. Thinking a lot about Disney. You ever think about the symbol of Disney World? What is that?
This is some good points.
What's that thing over the castle? What the hell is that? And I asked friends, what is that thing over Disney World? So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, what is that? I'll tell you what that is. It's a dome. I was like, is it just that? No. Disney World is under a dome. And right now you got just trust me, right? Trust me for a little bit. Trust me for a little bit.
Trust me for a little bit.
Because right now you're thinking, oh, Big Bear, that's simply a rainbow, or maybe it's a fairy wings. That is a dome. And why does it matter? Why does that matter? Why does all this dome imagery matter? Because Walt Disney was best friends with Wernher von Braun, the guy who started NASA, the guy who designed the Saturn rocket that allegedly went to the moon. We never went to the moon. Oh, that's just one picture? No. Walt Disney and Wernher von Braun were literally best friends. They worked together all the time. Why is that important? Oh, Wernher von Braun was a scientist who built the Saturn rocket that got us to the moon. On his tombstone, Wernher von Braun has one thing, Psalm 19:1. Well, what does that mean, Big Bear? I'll tell you. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament show it his handiwork. The firmament is a dome. That's interesting. How do people not find this interesting? The Disney symbol is the world under a dome. Disney was best friends with the guy who said, quote unquote, to get to the moon, we would need a rocket ship the size of the Empire State Building and then refuel. There was no way they were getting to the moon. Werner von Braun was a genius Nazi that we got from Operation Paperclip, and he's the father of NASA, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you gone down that one? Operation Paperclip?
Not yet. I was hoping to do. I have a few show topics that I have in my notebook, and Operation Paperclip is one of them.
Operation Paperclip leads a lot to a lot of NASA and a bunch of German scientists brought over from Nazi rocket scientists, and and then you find out they put a bunch of alleged Nazis in our government, the CIA, all in a lot of crazy ass places. That is a deep rabbit hole that enjoy that one.
Yeah, there's so many things, so many.
Yeah, spend a lot of time online and hang out with a few of these guys. I'm telling you, the pond, go inside there, you'll find a lot of chats. Ask a question about anything, and somebody will drop some videos or some leads to something else, and then you're gonna spend some hours watching and getting more knowledgeable, and you're gonna be like, "Holy, this went crazy deep." See, like Owen Benjamin talks about this stuff. Everybody's just like, "Oh, that's that fringe stuff. Those flat earthers." No, you're a weirdo who doesn't understand that everybody's learning. Like, oh crap, it really is flat. Nazis revisionist history on World War II on what? Oh, World War II, I don't think happened like anybody told you. Hey, listen, everybody, your history, your teacher, everybody was a dummy. Your teacher went to school for teaching. That's it. They barely passed with good grades, and they just went to school just to teach you how to read textbooks. They went to say, all right, so I just take this textbook. They got taught this. Okay, I'm going to take this textbook, and then I'm going to teach these other kids. That's it. That's all I got to do. I just got to make them believe these. That's it. All right, bet. They got a degree in that. They're not like some rocket scientists or anything like that. You got taught from the people who wanted to not go work and labor and wanted to stay and do the easy thing, teach kids. So they didn't know it. Just what you were told. The commies revised history. Yes, they did. Patton was right, and everything is a lie. Anyway, we're going off. We're going off there.
Why we're not getting to see these images live? I mean, I believe the Apollo 11 landing was broadcast live. Why now don't we have the technology to see all of this live?
Space is tough, especially whenever you're trying to show video from space.
Not everybody can be a robot polish.
The thing that gets me is they're like, oh, you always find these technical glitches and stuff like that in their communications. Like, it is 2025, and when those sons of bitches landed on the moon, Nixon, I think it was Nixon, right? Called them from the fucking Oval Office, a landline, called them and talked to them. Here we are, how many years later, and you guys fucking have technical problems? Are you out of your fucking mind?
I can't even make a phone call halfway down the street because there's no cell service.
oh, just wait in here. They say, well, there's no Wi-Fi, and that's why. What the fuck? What is up with our technology to where NASA, who's got a budget that's insane, they have problems? Why do they not have telecommunications links with like AT&T? Oh, because it's fake? Because it's all underwater? All right, anyway.
If you're looking for a launch site anywhere in the world, the ideal location is an island in the middle of the ocean.
You have to be close in order to see it. If you are not in the vicinity, you won't see it.
The actual pad is in the distance, well beyond those trees, so we'll get to see a little spark travel up through this fog.
A side note, I want to take my drone that travels 7.5 miles, and I can fly just above the water surface level, and I would take off and fly to wherever it is. They'd probably hit me with that and take the drone down, but
Location.
Fun to try.
Obviously important that it has to be here.
Wonderful spot because we have very little air and marine traffic. So
Keep in mind that nobody is actually aboard the drone ship, and it's 200 miles away.
In the middle of the Atlantic.
It is in the middle of the ocean.
Cannot go near the rocket site. No one can go near it.
So we have a cool animation to show you what's going on.
Showing you a graphic.
Be sure to follow the animation.
The animation is informed by real-time data.
So the graphic on the right, the simulation you've been seeing, the telemetry simulation, it looks like it's moving pretty slow. It makes for a pretty slow-moving simulation experience, but it is actually going very fast.
you see, and here's the thing is they have these NASA people in there like, oh, they show them this video that's just simulated. Oh, this is what it would be. That looks real, right? I'm not saying, I don't know, but this is a plausible explanation. This is what it looks like on the, the simulation. This is what our camera shows. Why do they only have one camera or a few cameras? But can they trick an entire room of NASA engineers? And yes, they can. They can sit there and show them this stuff, and then they're all like, yay, like trained SEALs.
But like you said, words matter.
Screen.
Huh?
Words matter. Simulation, graphics. That means not real.
Not real. Yeah.
That's not surprising. We have rockets. We don't have windscreen wipers, but we'll do the best we can.
And we're being as transparent as we can here.
Looks like we might have a little bit of problem with the video, but we are waiting to hear exactly what's happening.
Just a reminder, this is 200 miles away. There's no Wi-Fi, unfortunately.
We've been expecting more views, not only of the mission, but also from the launch pad.
This is a phenomenon we will expect to continue throughout the rest of the mission.
If we lose video, everything is likely still operating nominally. We just have the limit of our signal. So hope we can hold signal here.
At this point, we lost video feed of our drone ship.
Dragon is just about at the limit of the Newfoundland ground station. We're probably going to lose video shortly.
Issues with file transfers.
We lost satellite signal to the connection of the drone ship, but this is pretty normal during rough seas. The satellite link needs precise pointing.
There will still be some raindrops on the screen. That's not surprising. Unfortunately, there is not much we can do at this point.
There's the possibility we might lose the video signal for several seconds from time to time. Our team will
It's amazing that every station says that.
As they can.
We did have a number of communications glitches.
So it is pretty tough to get it.
All of them.
All of them, same script.
Yep.
We're possibly going to lose transmission. We're going to drop. We're probably no one's like, yeah, no, we're going to be just fine.
If you lose signal, wait a minute, then why? Okay. Yeah, all right, sure. Just fuck it. Just go. Hope for the best. You know what I mean? It's just like, what? What do you mean you lost signal?
Signal, yeah. How do we know it's still there and still going? Trust me, bro. Just trust me, bro.
But hopefully we'll get some good data off of it.
Again, I would just ask for your patience and let us work through that process, and we will absolutely share what we can as soon as it's available.
And we've just lost signal again, we're being told, unfortunately.
We're currently in a satellite handover for the International Space Station. This happens periodically.
Behind me, you can see the deep, dark velvet obscured somewhat by some beautiful smoke.
The magic of television.
It does look like it's foggy there. It may make it a little bit difficult for us to see today's mission.
We had either forward or return link problems.
I don't think we have reliable video for it right now, so I'm not sure if we're going to see it exactly perfectly.
And it looks like we
exactly what we saw is exactly.
Did you see that? They have a bunch of people in a room who they told a rocket's going to land, and then they're shown a platform, and then all of a sudden it turns all white. You can't see anything, and then a rocket's just there.
So,
and they're all like, "Yay, we did it!" And it's just like, but you can't convince any of those that, hey, maybe that didn't happen. Maybe
the fog
you've been
is
tricked.
interesting, though. It's always foggy. The weather always plays a part in it. But April 27th, 1920, patent number 1338343 is the process and apparatus for the production of intense artificial clouds, fogs, or mist.
What?
Yeah.
It's all fake?
It's all fake.
I'm telling you, every time I go out there and it's foggy outside, because being out in the country now, you see a lot more of it. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to stay inside my RV and not have my fans on and close it up because I don't know anymore. Maybe it's that bad stuff. Maybe it's that Bill Gates spray.
Could be.
I'm good.
April 10th, 1928. Patent number 1665267, process of producing artificial fog. These are all patents that you can look up that are 100% factual, real, and posted for you to view.
I wonder if I can make my own fog then.
I'll send you all of these.
God, that's terrible. Somebody actually read that, figured out how to make their own fog, and now everybody on Pilled and Rumble will get annoyed by a dude named Fog.
Yeah.
That's too funny. All right, we got a minute.
What you saw, and now we are done.
I love that, we've got a media team that is as excited about what we're doing as y'all are.
Tom Costello
Right?
with NBC. Kristen Fisher with CNN, The Atlantic, Reuters, the AP, Bloomberg.
Not everybody can be a
Oh,
robot
no,
polisher.
Pal's live shot, if you look closely at your screen, once we punch him up, we can still see the rocket somewhere behind you there. Cal Perry clearly not ready for us to come up to him on the air right now.
Space is tough, especially whenever you're trying to show video from space.
So hope we can hold signal here.
Space is tough. Flat Earth Clock app. Yeah, that's what it is. You know what? Fine. Point your camera right there. Yeah, I'll let him sell it.
Hey, my camera didn't get it fast enough. Is that it? Where are we
I'll
going?
go back. Hold on.
Chat is Steve. Let's see here.
Does it work?
Let's see where it brings me. Yeah, App Store. It's $2.99. Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac.
They have the free one. I pay for the pro because I'm just, why not?
4.7 rating. Blue Water Bay is the developer. Interesting.
Flat Earth Friend Finder on there too.
Flat Earth Friend Finder.
There's all these other people who have downloaded the app. I'm telling you, people are starting to realize that they don't have to just take somebody else's word for it. Go out there and use your eyeballs. Go climb a mountain, drive up one if you can, the tallest place, and then look around. Go buy a drone and take it up as high as you can. Try to find that curve. And then wait a minute, and then it's too big, you can't see it. And then what? How do the ships disappear over the horizon? Oh, it's because they go over the curve 3 miles away. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Videos. I went to, must see videos. FlatEarthDave.com. This one, the Nikon P1000. I'm telling you, I have one, so go give it a try if you don't believe it. We can pick a random one. Here's the thing, Eratosthenes.
The Eratosthenes shadow experiment is used as a proof that the Earth is a globe. But moonlight creates the exact same shadows as the sun, which completely disproves this experiment.
Somebody tried to use this, Eratosthenes on me the other day, and I'm just like, oh my God. You're taking some dude. Eratosthenes was an experiment. I forgot what year, a long time ago, where he took sticks in different places and posted them up, and he just judged by the shadow, the angle of the sun, and he figured that, oh, it's a ball because it's this. When that could be explained as simple as it's a flat disc and the ball spins around at a certain height, and where you are on the earth at a certain time at the distance, that would explain the shadow also. No, but that's not what he tried to prove. I got it, but he didn't prove anything. He just had a theory.
Experiment. But before going into more detail
Let me
about
pause that
this,
for 2
I will
seconds.
briefly explain Eratosthenes'
I'm going to do it now.
I just want to say hello, Christopher. Thanks for popping in and gifting a membership who Mabel was given to. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Congratulations.
Welcome
Yeah.
to the red wall.
The red wall. There's some people who absolutely love the fact that that membership, you turn it red. There's people who that's all they try to do, have nothing but red.
It's kind of cool.
It's very nice. Those are some great fans to have.
Absolutely.
Take care of each other. All right. Are we ready?
Ready.
All right.
Experiment for those who may not know about it or forgot what it was. Eratosthenes noticed that at the same time on Earth, shadows are of different lengths and angles depending on where you are on Earth. He then wondered how this was possible and ultimately deduced that this is only possible if the sun's light comes parallel to the Earth, and the Earth is a curved surface, as shown in the diagram. However, the sun's light can only be assumed to be parallel because the sun is claimed to be 109 times larger than the Earth. But this then creates a paradox, because the moon also casts the exact same shadows as the sun, and yet the moon is only supposed to be a quarter the size of the Earth. The problem is, if the moon's light is assumed to be parallel, then it would only illuminate a small portion of the Earth. But we know that this is false. Half of the Earth is supposed to be able to see the moon at any given time when the moon is illuminated. And so half of the Earth should also be illuminated by the moon. But by assuming parallel light from the moon, half of the Earth would not be illuminated by the moon. So the moon's light cannot be parallel, but it has to be if the sun's light is supposed to be parallel, because they both must create the same shadows. The only way that the sun and the moon can create the same shadows is if both lights act in the same way. And only the flat Earth model has both the sun and the moon illuminating the Earth in the same way. Both are radial lights that are smaller and closer to the Earth than in the globe model. So by also considering the light of the moon, only one model allows both the sun and the moon to cast the same shadows, the flat Earth model, while the globe model cannot account for this. Furthermore, it can be easily proven that the sun's light is not parallel by comparing how the sun looks to lights that are known to have parallel light. Spotlights, although not perfectly parallel light, are sufficiently parallel, and we should all know what it looks like when a spotlight shines at us. But if not, here is footage to remind you. When the spotlight shines at you, you do not see a circle. Rather, your entire view is blinded by light. However, when the sun is shining on the Earth, we see the circle of the sun. But if the light were parallel, it should appear the same as a spotlight. But it does not, so the light cannot be parallel. Rather, the sun looks like any ordinary light, which proves that it acts in the same way, where the light emanates radially, not parallel.
Mm-hmm. Like looking right into it. I can't hear you.
Like, how do you argue with that kind of stuff? Do you know? I watch this and I go into it with an open mind, and then I have questions, and it's just like that makes more sense than some shit they told me in a book. And if we're going on like how they said theories, Well, okay. Well, listen to the theory on how it all works with the heliocentric, the heliosexuals, as Caleb calls them, and then listen to how it works in the flat Earth. It makes complete more sense this way. Occam's razor would suggest that, yeah, that's the more obvious answer. But no, it's got to be laughed at and made fun of because you're a flat earther. I don't know. Define flat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not. It's like a little eyeball, just like here in this little corner down here. It looks like a little bitty eyeball. Right?
Mm-hmm.
What's above that? Heavens, oceans, I suppose. God talked about it, or it talks about it in the Bible in Genesis.
Yep. The waters above separates the water below.
The firmament separates. Yep, the firmament separates the two. Oh, this is that. Did you want to check her out?
Yeah, she's great. I like her.
Oh, I want to see that one too. There's your question on that. I like her.
I shared a video a couple of days ago, maybe yesterday, about what I found in the Book of Enoch about the potential ice walls and flat Earth. Guys, when I tell you, if
have you delved into the Book of Enoch yet?
I have not.
Go to YouTube and listen to it first. Just you can find it on there, and then they'll read it to you. That way, you're going throughout your day, and you can just listen to it. Because if you go to read it, you're gonna be like, "What the?" So just have it read to you, and you'll probably have to listen to it 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
But Enoch is the scribe, and there's some rabbit holes that'll you're gonna be like, "Holy crap, this is different." And then he talks about how the Earth is shaped too in the Book of Enoch. So if you really want to deepen your beliefs and be like, you know what, here's even further back a dating talk about this kind of stuff.
If you would have told me a year ago that I would have believed in flat Earth, I would have laughed at you so hard. Then I would have politely asked you to leave.
Yep.
But as I discover more and more things, I have to admit I am now on that side, that flat side of the Earth. Anyways, there were a bunch of naysayers in the video, and I get it. FYI, you don't have to be a dick if you don't agree. And I got met with a lot of, "Oh, okay, you're believing the Bible." Yeah. So for those folks, I bring you this. If you don't want to believe me or the Bible or the Book of Enoch, will you believe it if I show you? If it comes from NASA or even the CIA? Oh, let's go. Straight from NASA itself. Model for a rigid aircraft of
Go through this this stream later. If you guys really want to go on this one, go look up all these documents. You can push pause, NASA Form 1626, which is funny because 626. You can go find all of these yourself. I didn't believe this at first when I watched not this particular video, but a few other ones. I didn't believe it, so I went and looked up the forms. I have those forms saved in my computer somewhere in my Flat Earth file because, hey,
it's there.
It's there.
Constant mass flying over a flat, non-rotating Earth. More from NASA, with stationary atmosphere and flat, non-rotating Earth assumptions. That's odd. Why would they ever assume that any planet, let alone Earth, is flat and non-rotating? 2 applications where flat, non-rotating Earth may be assumed. Ooh, an equation of motion. That sounds important. For safety reasons. So why would they ever figure an equation for flight of a rigid aircraft flying in a stationary atmosphere over a flat, non-rotating Earth? More equations that assume a rigid vehicle and a flat, non-rotating Earth. Aircraft landing model. Based on the following assumptions, the Earth is flat and non-rotating. The rigid body equations of motion over a flat, non-rotating Earth. The helicopter equations of motion are given in body area with respect to a flat, non-rotating Earth. Of a rigid body for describing motion over a flat, non-rotating Earth. A model frequently used is that of a flat, non-rotating Earth. Once again, flat, non-rotating Earth. All a part of their equations at NASA. Confined in a vertical plane on a non-rotating flat Earth. Yep, you guessed it, to a flat, non-rotating Earth. A rigid aircraft flying in a stationary atmosphere over a flat, non-rotating Earth. Non-turbulent atmosphere, zero side forces, and a non-rotating Earth. To application where a flat, non-rotating Earth may be assumed. To application where a flat, non-rotating Earth may be assumed. This one was the kicker for me. Scale height to the radius of the Earth. I didn't think you could check the radius of a sphere. You could of a circle, but to measure a sphere, you need its circumference. You can measure the diameter or radius at any point around the circle. But when I asked Suri, can you get the radius of a sphere? Here was her response. Usually you don't know the radius, but you can measure the circumference of the sphere instead. Well, now that's suspicious. And if the multiple documents from NASA itself stating we have a flat, non-rotating Earth isn't enough for you, perhaps our friends at the CIA here, what they have to say about our firmament might make you believe. The spectral brightness of the firmament. The color temperature of the firmament, of the diurnal firmament, can attain up to 70%. So since you don't want to hear it from me and you don't want to hear it from the Bible or the Book of Enoch, perhaps hearing it straight from NASA and the CIA will change your mind. There you have it.
It's definitely not a globe.
You got to go see those. Just watch that video. Everybody go there. Hey, go do it yourself. Go do it yourself, because me telling you I've seen quite a few of those. I haven't seen all of them, but me saying that I've seen it flat, non-rotating. I've downloaded the PDF itself. Don't take it from me. Go download the PDF yourself and say, bullshit, mother son of a bitch, why does it? And then start asking questions and be like, why is that retard know? Why? How do I not know? Start asking questions. Well, I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm just asking questions, and I'm just further along in the question asking phase. Be like, wait a minute, you sons of bitches. This guy.
It's definitely not a globe. This world map from CBS American School of Air, 1943, April 28. Okay. This is what represent. This is where we live. This is where we live. Check this. That's the American School of Air. That's one of the guys, a brother. It's definitely not a globe. Gravity has never been proven before. The seasons, they don't work in a globe model. What else is there? The curvature, no one has ever seen the curvature. Look, I went to now NASA's website, and now check. This is from NASA. They say there's a curvature there. This is from NASA. There's no curvature again here. Here's another one from NASA. They say this is where we live. This is Photoshop.
Is the truth coming out? What truth, you ask? The truth of the world. I'm really interested. I'm really interested to talk about this, discuss it, and I'd love to hear from you. Whether you think I'm crazy, whether you think other people are crazy, whether you think it's the truth, it doesn't matter. It's up for discussion. Let's talk about it. It's interesting. So there's a lot of videos coming out lately about NASA saying that NASA are faking being in space, and that they're faking space. They're faking the space station. They faked the moon landings. Buzz Aldrin has even admitted that it didn't happen. Just go and put these into your search bar in TikTok. NASA, conspiracies, moon landing, fake. You will see all the information there. Okay. Then we also have the Challenger that exploded. All the people that were on the Challenger are still alive, except one. 6. There were 7 of them. There's 6 of them that are still alive, and most of them are going by their own names. There's just one who's claiming to be the twin of one of the people. Go and put that in your search bar. Challenger explosion. Now let's talk about the firmament. Okay, which is the dome. Apparently there's a dome over Earth and there's no space. I know, my mind's also blown. It's very hard to assimilate these things with what you've always known and been taught. So the firmament in the Bible is a tremendous dome-shaped expanse of sky separating the upper atmosphere or waters from the lower waters of the earth. On the second day of the creation account, God created the firmament. Then God said, let there be a space between the waters to separate the waters of the heaven from the waters of the earth. And that is what happened. God made the space to separate the waters of the earth from the waters of the heavens and called the space sky. Okay. So you can go and search for this as well. Apparently, we have a flat earth. And there is our space, our earth with our oceans, and there's ice walls. And then there's other land and space. There's like 7 circles. Go and search it.
I don't know.
And the Antarctic Treaty was created just after he did this. So nobody can go there anymore. Interesting, hey?
You don't have to be awake to understand what's going on. I get it. Not all of us are woke.
See, and just like that older lady, how long had she gone on? She had been in her 50s, maybe 60s. How long had she gone on? She just found all this stuff out. She started doing her own research, and she's just like, I have questions. And then she started trying to find the answers. Nothing made sense except for these things. Although this looks like a dude.
Yeah.
Queen of everything.
That makeup, I mean, looks like you need a whole dump truck of water to wipe it off.
Listen, women, I'm not anybody to give judgment. I'm ugly as fuck, but listen, most men just, if you got to cake it on, guys don't like that. No. Some guys do, but I'd rather have a natural woman. But
you can't be stupid either.
That might be
I'm calling on the Brevard County Commissioners to open a full investigation into NASA's fraudulent practices.
I make fake pictures for NASA. All of my astrophotography is just, it's not real.
There's a guy who does this on X. I forget his name, McCarthy, something like that. Some guy, because I have telescopes. I have an 8-inch telescope back there. I should start hooking it up. But he's showing all these pictures. I took this with my this telescope. All right, well, I went out and bought a big telescope, an 8-inch, and I have a Nikon P1000. I have cameras that I can hook up to the telescope and take these pictures. And this guy's like, I can take this with a basic this and all of that. I got all this gear and I can't take these good fucking pictures of no galaxies. And I straight started calling this dude out every time. I'm like, man, this is fake. This is made up. This is Photoshopped. And this guy, he admits it.
3D art. It's we put it together in Blender and Photoshop.
It didn't happen. It could have been scary.
Still believe we went to the moon? All fake.
Let's go over some of the contradictions about the globe. Though people will tell you that there is nobody upside down on their ball. And those same exact people will tell you the reason why the moon appears upside down in the southern hemisphere is because you're upside down in the southern hemisphere. These people will tell you that the earth is so big we can't see the curve. And then those same exact people will tell you that you watch a boat sail over the curve at 3 miles. Same gravity that is responsible for keeping you glued to a spinning rock in a vacuum is the same gravity that holds the moon above your head. Everybody knows that helium and hydrogen are the two lightest gases known in existence and are used for lifting here on Earth. On the globe model, helium and hydrogen are responsible for the gravity that the sun has to keep the Earth in orbit. They say that the Earth has a physical curve, but an airplane flying over this curved object does not need to curve with that object. And even though when you fall here on Earth, because of gravity, they will tell you that you are falling down, but they will completely ignore the fact that the Earth is falling towards the sun. They will tell you that even though the Earth is falling towards the sun, there is no such thing as up or down. They say that gravity is a rate of acceleration, and the longer an object falls, the more acceleration it experiences. They say that this is caused because gravity gets stronger the closer you get to the object. And then they will tell you that the difference in gravity from the surface of the Earth versus 5 miles up is negligible. Objects will drastically increase their speed as they fall through the Earth's atmosphere because of a negligible difference. Objects increase their speed at 9.8 meters per second squared because of a tiny difference in gravity. They say that air pressure is caused by molecules colliding with the container wall, and that when you have 30 pounds of air in a tire, it is not physically 30 pounds heavier. But when we are talking about the air pressure around us, that's the physical weight of the atmosphere. They say that entropy applies to all aspects of our life. Then they will tell you that all aspects of the universe do not need to follow this rule. And of course, the globe people will perform the mental gymnastics necessary to believe it. And the number one contradiction that all globe earthers do, pretend as if they want to debate, and then they will report our videos so it can't happen. Which is why we started our YouTube. You are going to want to check it out because you are not going to want to miss what's coming. Caleb, Witzik Gets It, and myself, we are planning a debate against Globey, Globeman, and Blitz PhD. This is going to be the debate of all debates. We'll be live here on TikTok and on YouTube. Globe people's tactic of tattling on us true earthers, those days are over, and a new day has begun. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and be the change you want to see in the world.
You Globers are funny.
Yeah. He's using Caleb.fe, which was what Caleb used, but that's he brings up, it's that stuff that it's the common sense. Well, wait a minute. There is no up or down. Everything goes down. Which way's down then?
Yeah.
Like he was the whole back and forth of stuff. It's just like, why does nothing make sense? You just take a step back and you're like, wait a minute, let me take all of this information, put it all in together. None of this makes sense. It just keeps fucking, there's so many gaps in this shit. And
Well, why do you think a compass is north, south, east, west, and not up, down, right, left? There's only one true north.
There is no Z-axis.
No.
This guy talks loud. There's no Z up
Bro,
and down.
you Globers are real funny. Thinking that NASA is official.
Why would you
know
shake
NASA
it?
lies about everything, bro. They gotta be a perfect blend between art and science. And, everyone in the flying business, claims they're both technical and artistical. Yeah.
Flying business.
Yeah. Performing flying effects, huh? Nice. Let me show you another one, though. Bro. So, these are all the people they work with, doing the flying effects.
This guy's not very good on that.
America Got Talent. We got Six Flags. We got Warner Brothers Studios. Yeah.
I just like to say, some people, I don't know why this guy's in here. If you're going to make a video about anything, don't do it while you're out ordering food and you got your ice shaking in your hand. And that's terrible. Terrible optics and stuff like that.
I'm so distracted. I'm looking at his cup, and then in my head, I'm counting how many times he's going to sip it, and I'm not even listening to what he's saying.
I know. I'm not a very good fan of this guy.
You know who else they work with? Let me show you who else they work with. BNT, BMW, Burger King, Chevrolet, all these people.
Chevrolet.
Oh, is that NASA? Is that NASA I see? Oh my God. All these people they work with flying effects, when you Globers think they're really out there floating. It's all science and artistic.
Gotta let the dogs out.
Wire effect. Yeah. NASA. You Globers want to say something? Your ball has been dead, bro. The flat Earth is real. It's official. The ball is fake. Corporation. Burger King.
Almost sipped his drink.
Dunkin' Donuts not up there.
What up, my coincidence?
He's in Dunkin'
theorist?
Donuts.
That's you, Globers. All right, some of the biggest organizations in the world all have a flat.
Now this one, all right, yeah, this little rabbit hole. I noticed too when I first saw what's it called? The map. I just forgot it. I just had a brain fart. What's this map called? The Gleason map.
Yeah.
So this is the Gleason map. So when I first found a Gleason map, I'm like, holy crap. I also noticed that something along these lines, I didn't know of all of these ones, but I knew there was at least 3 of them. All of this shit, it's insane.
Flat Earth map as their logo. We start off with the World Meteorological Organization. Flat Earth map. Oh, look at that. Another Flat Earth map. The International Civil Aviation Organization. Not enough for you? No sweat. We got more. The International Maritime Organization. Oh, look at that, another one. The United Nations, repping the Flat Earth logo. Ah, our favorite, the World Health Organization, the ones that care so much about us. Repping the Flat Earth logo. And also the snake. Does that look familiar at all? Now does it look familiar? You know, Baphomet, the false god that the Knights Templar allegedly worshipped. And Baphomet is now essentially just a symbol for Satanism. Clown World.
Complete Jewish Bible.
I want one of these.
Finally, honesty about creation. God said, let there be a dome in the middle of the water. Let it divide the water from the water. God made the dome and divided the water under the dome from the water above the dome. That is how it was. And God called the dome sky or heaven. So there was evening and there was morning, a second day.
Is the earth flat? You know, when that theory came out online a couple of years ago, I was like, man, these people are insane. But now I'm kind of starting to question it.
This is how it always starts. I
That's
promise
how it
you.
started with me. Like, these people are fucking idiots. And then I'm like, oh.
What video was it?
Oh.
Do you remember?
I don't remember. I'm trying to remember which one it was. There were so many because I just went into a rabbit hole of one after another, after another, after another, after another. And it's kind of like Mr. Tizo over in Pilled says, if I dig straight down, will I fall to the bottom? No, you'll eventually hit water. But then the scientists in the lab coats will just tell you that's the water table, and that's the answer.
That's not true. They have a giant hole that's 7 miles deep.
They can't get to the bottom, though.
Yeah. I don't know. It's shale gold or something like that. Whatever is written about it in all the old times.
Yeah.
There's a video. Probably. I'll look it up. Oh, we got one other one after this. We got a few. How long we got left?
I mean, even in the Bible, in Genesis.
Close.
What? 9:22. All right, I'll go. We'll just keep going.
Yeah, we'll run till 11 o'clock my time, so about 40 more minutes.
Glass thing
We'll just keep
over top of
bringing
the
up
earth that
questions.
nothing can penetrate. I mean, that's not the fucking Bible. And if science has us believe that we're on this rock, orbiting around a star, blasting off through space, what are we just on one trajectory? Is that why the stars never move? I mean, in 4,500 years, the stars in Orion's belt still match up exactly to where the Great Pyramids are. How is that possible? I don't know.
How is that possible?
I've just got some questions.
What is this?
Fringe.
Oh, okay. It's the end of the video. I'm like, oh, it just shows the, yeah. All right. We are not spinning. It's a short one. Good. See, this kind of stuff with your cameras is amazing.
What kind of ship is that?
Looks like a cruise ship. One of those like Carnival cruises.
Yeah.
That'd be that's an amazing photo right there. Right? Just sails right past it. We're supposed to be doing all of that motion, all that movement And yet here's this cruise ship just sailing right past it. It's going so fast, though. It's so big and going so fast that you just can't see it moving. I don't know. From what I just don't think we are. I just don't think we are spinning.
I just don't see how it's possible.
Oh, did you do the ones with we talked about it last time, but here we go. This is what we talked about the last time about how emergency flights. So every flight goes from, it's really weird. And I started paying attention to this when I started going overseas in Iraq, 2006, because you get to watch on the headsets in front of you a map. You can do it on most screens of any flight you're on. Instead of watching the movie or in-flight movie, you can actually get a map and just watch yourself go. And that's what I just like to do. But it makes no sense with these things.
0 cents.
Oh. Emergency flights, emergency landings.
We're going to fly from Rio de Janeiro to Colombo in Sri Lanka.
I think that's AI saying Sri Lanka.
Trying to find the most direct flights. Why do they all stop in Dubai or Abu Dhabi?
So they start off from there.
Rio to Dubai and then Colombo. Total 9,425 miles.
Pretoria. It's like Pretoria. It was just
if they flew
Pretoria,
from Rio to Johannesburg and then Colombo, the total distance would be 8,600 miles. Now look at the flat Earth map. It makes perfect sense. What's your excuse now? Let's look at one more.
They gotta have the AI. I hate the sound of that AI stuff.
I know.
Rio Gallegos in Argentina to Johannesburg.
Rio Gallegos. They're just proving that the flights make perfect sense on flat Earth maps, not on a globe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's prove they did it. Rio Gallegos to Buenos Aires. Damn. That'd be a fun place to go check out.
I bet you it's beautiful.
I bet you might get robbed.
Probably.
Oh, it's just Google Earth, too. It's an earlier version of Google Earth.
Buenos Aires.
Buenos Aires. Sao Paulo. We're watching this all together for the first time. Up the coast. State of Sao Paulo. Oh, now we're going to Johannesburg, South Africa. That looks like a shitty place to go. The music's not that great. I apologize, everybody.
Rio Gallegos to Sao Paulo and then Johannesburg totals 6,900 miles.
Ooh, 69.
6'9".
It's like, well, wait a minute. What if I started here and went to straight across the ocean?
On a globe, the shortest distance is flying across the ocean, as you can see. Total of 5,100 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, that makes sense.
Yep.
Which makes more sense?
Just fly across the ocean.
Globe Earth?
On a globe?
Or B, flat Earth?
Flat Earth makes more sense.
Right?
It makes more sense on the flat Earth.
Yeah. Occam's razor, right? They got another one? Where else are they going? Two stops. And there's some pilots out there. There's a lot of them on videos that people ask them, hey, what is it, flat? What is it? And then they'll be like, yeah, it's flat. We just can't say that because we'll get fired and be like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Just open your eyes. Which one did you say you were looking at that you wanted to? Oh, man.
There's just so many.
So a couple years ago, I co-hosted a podcast, and we did the top 10 conspiracy theories. So everybody took a couple topics and went back and decided to do research on that topic. But one of the ones I did was flat Earth. Thought it'd be funny. I wanted to make fun of it. Come to find out, I couldn't debunk any of the flat Earth theories. Every time I looked into a flat Earth theory, like the rays of the sun, or
bicuspid rays,
the fact that you can't see curvature no matter how high up you go, the fact that all NASA photos are created images and not actual images, the fact the moon doesn't turn at all, it's just synced with us constantly. There's so many things that I couldn't debunk, and I kept looking into it. So when I got on the podcast, I was like, okay, I'm halfway sold on it. It's not that I believe it, but I can't debunk it. And the more I looked into it, the more crazy it got on how I could not debunk it. And then when I would talk to friends and family, they'd tell me I'm crazy. And then I'd look into it more because I'm like, I have to prove to myself that I'm doing my due diligence. I'm looking. And no matter what I did, like, I can't disprove flat Earth. And it blew my freaking mind. So now I don't know what to think. And everybody thinks I'm crazy.
Everybody thinks I'm crazy.
What did he say?
I don't think the world is square.
That's the story for everybody. It's just like, and now everybody thinks I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody thought I was crazy in the beginning, and I've told everybody from the very beginning that I was half retarded, so I don't mind. When I first started coming on the show, there was around online. I forget his name. He was out in Colorado. He was big into flat Earth. He would tell everybody, and everybody got tired of it and told him, "Oh, shut up." And then I started, whatever, man. I made fun of him a little bit, and I found out about it. And I'm like, oh, shit. No, you know what? He's right. And then I started being loud, and they all stopped picking on him. And they all started trying to pick on me. And it's like, I don't care. You can try to pick on me all you want. I don't care enough about your opinion for it to bother me. There's still, I believe, a level plane. I'm sorry. I've just seen too much to go back out of the Matrix. I can't go back.
Yeah,
I can't plug back in.
Can't.
No. When your kids randomly come out with conspiracy theories?
Anymore because if we went to the bottom of the air, the bottom of the world, we would just fall off of it.
So what do you think it is?
It's a straight line.
You think the Earth's flat?
Yeah.
This is the Illuminati card game, which was released in 1994.
I gotta get me one of those.
Yeah. True facts. Activating pineal glands when you.
I gotta read this. People laugh, but the flat earthers know something. For their action, you may roll 2 dice. If your roll is equal or 2 or less than the number of places you control, the flat earthers' weird alternative geology has led them to a gold strike, and you may draw as many plot cards as the number you rolled. I think I should try to find this game and learn how to play it. I'm just... It's a good idea.
Linguistics to this one. Telekinetic frequencies. Multi-dimensional. This world is separated by countries, cities, and towns and borders. They divide and conquer. Yeah, they're monsters. They are the warring forces.
This is Werner von Braun, and this is Walt Disney. Mr. von Braun was brought over during Operation Paperclip. Mr. Walt Disney here was a big movie producer, and these two guys were very good buddies with each other. But more on Mr. von Braun here. He was a scientist that lived in Germany under the Nazi regime. And when the war ended, America, instead of prosecuting him, they brought him over in Operation Paperclip. But let's see what Mr. von Braun did. He created CGI. Oops. This is the one, sorry. Created NASA. Also, Mr. von Braun led NASA's development of the Saturn V rocket that took Apollo 11 to the moon, supposedly. But remember when I said earlier that when Buddy checked out on us, he had left something on his tombstone? Let's take a look at it. This is what Werner von Braun put on his tombstone. Psalms 19:1. Wow, a Bible verse. And what does that Bible verse say? The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Wow, Warner. So why would a dude that believes in space put Psalms 19:1, a Bible verse that talks about the firmament? Well, maybe he knew that we weren't going to
see. This is the map I've seen on not just this particularly, but all throughout the ages. You've seen that different.
Yeah, I've seen this image a lot.
That picture. Yeah. And this is what it was, the foundations of the heavens and the foundations of the earth. It speaks about it in the Bible.
Yep.
The foundations of earth are different from the foundations of the heavens. Maybe those heavens is that ice wall. Maybe that ice is so buoyant that it does hold up a glass dome. You don't know. I don't know. I've never been there, and neither has anybody else. But I might make it down there. I don't know. I'm going to try.
Space. Maybe we live under something like this.
Stream with you from the wall. Here we go, Gina.
I'm down.
What does NASA mean? To beguile, to deceive,
blue ice,
to mislead.
Right.
All of this I just said, you're not going to get unless you do your research. So go do your research.
That guy has 0.
That's the only way you're going to learn.
Haven't you heard? The globe is flat.
Research flat Earth.
Okay, people keep asking this question, and the answer is simple, and it's one thing, and it's one thing only. The reason why they keep us in the dark from all of this stuff, the reason why they keep all of this truth from us is to hide God, period. They want us as far away from God as possible, and this is why. What do you think is going to happen when people start questioning these truths?
This is why I like to do it live, but no, I just like to watch people go. They only remember, they're like little snippet dogs. They can remember a one line, and then they gotta stop, and then they go, all right, now I gotta tell myself the other line. All right, now go. Then they spout that line off, then they stop. This guy's on his third one.
Or these lies that we've been told, and they start following the white rabbit down the white rabbit hole, and they start to realize, hold on a second, this wasn't a coincidence. All of this didn't happen from some big bang, bro. This earth and this realm, this thing that we're in, this life that we are in, did not just happen so perfectly on accident by some big bang. Some big bang explosion by accident just made us herbivores with flat teeth and long intestines to...
Right. One, he's on his, I think, 5th or 6th take. 2, he's obviously really high and he's just thinking about these things and he's recording it. And 3, we are not herbivores. We are omnivores because we both eat meat and vegetables. But that's why I'm saying he's got the stone on. I'm very spiritual. I got this girlfriend. She's white. She doesn't shave her legs. Yeah.
to digest plants because that's what we're supposed to eat, right? And carnivores like, lions and tigers and bears in the freaking wild with sharp teeth and shorter intestines for digesting meat because they're carnivores. It's just an accident though, right? How there's a cure for absolutely everything inside of nature and food for us to live off of forever. Accident though. The Big Bang. How our bodies have the ability to heal themselves. How a freaking lizard has the ability to regrow limbs. How certain animals in the wild have certain poisons and certain things that they do, certain special abilities to hunt other animals. It's like all these things are perfectly, the way that bees help, humanity. Bro, like everything has its purpose. Wow. Everything is perfectly placed and perfectly created. All by accident though, by some big bang, right? The closer we get to the truth, the more we are going to wake up and realize how real God is and how God created all of this. The closer we get to God, the more powerful we become. The more powerful we become and the more our vibrational frequencies rise, the more spiritual gifts we unlock within ourselves. The more spiritual gifts that once you start unlocking spiritual gifts within yourselves and you start doing things that you never thought were possible, that's when you're going to realize God is you're undeniable now that God is absolutely real. That's where I am. That's what I hope to get everybody to. And I'm just trying to do my part and help people realize how powerful they are. Because once people get close to God and once people reach their full potential and realize how powerful they are, we won't need them anymore. And by them, I mean this beast system, this artificial system, this government, you know, they don't want that. They want us dependent on them. They don't want us to know God.
Oh, this world just keeps getting weirder.
Oh, it's my
I
friend.
agree with the guy. I agree with the guy, but you definitely should not be doing that shit while you're driving. He's coming up with those great ideas I have those great philosophizing ideas too, but I don't try to record them.
Weirder, but which is weirder? The world that it's always been, but that we've never understood or really ever known? Or the world that man has been trying so desperately hard and tirelessly to convince us that this world really is? That hurt my brain. Auntie is about to blow your mind, because my mind is blown. But you're gonna have to stick around, because this will be a multi-parter. A lot of the proof that I have to share will gobble up a lot of the time in these videos, so it might be a 2 or 3-parter. And trust and believe, if you watch part 1, you've got to watch part 2 and 3, because that's where the juicy stuff's gonna be, yo. There have been a lot of people sharing proof over the past couple weeks, myself included, making it difficult for any of us to deny that the things we were taught when we were younger, well, we were taught wrong. But first, we know this has to be said. These videos are purely for entertainment purposes only. All facts stated are speculation. There's video floating around of one concerned citizen calling out NASA for potentially fraudulent behavior at his local county commissioners meeting.
I've seen.
Claiming NASA's use of things such as harnesses, invisible wires, and green screen technology in order to fake footage from the ISS. He also shared multiple examples of video proof. I shared a video about this a few days ago. Go check it out. Couple that with the truth now being exposed about the moon landing never really happening at all, with Buzz Aldrin himself becoming extremely vocal about it never really happening, explaining it was staged and filmed on a studio set right here in the good old US of A, after keeping that secret for almost a half a century. The filmmaker himself reportedly admitted this too. That's not even mentioning what just recently happened to SpaceX. Shortly after launch, it appeared to have run into something and burst into flames. I wonder what that something might have been. Many speculate Elon Musk, who's an absolute genius and has to know that there's a firmament, may have been subtly just trying to let us know, yep, there is. That, of course, again, is just strictly speculation. But what a cool way to do it, Elon, if it's true. Mad respect. There is a firmament above us. The Bible clearly states it smack dab on the very first page. So having an impenetrable dome above us, making space travel impossible, astronomically so. Is that why the Space Shuttle Challenger exploded in the 80s, causing all 7 crew members to lose their life? One would think. But upon recent discoveries, it seems one would be wrong. Because if you check out my video I shared yesterday, there are either some very strange coincidences and 6 doppelgangers with the same names and same faces as 6 of the 7 crew members still alive and well today. Go check it out. Leading many to believe that the explosion of the Space Shuttle Challenger was equally as staged as the moon landing. With all of this truth coming to light, and me sharing the videos that I have shared on all of this up until now, I had a follower ask me a question that really had me go, which led me down a rabbit hole I was not prepared to go down, and I was not prepared for what I had found. As much as I hate multi-parters, the old tiki-talkie took away, that was hard to say, tiki-talk stripped me of my 10-minute video rights. So, welcome to part 2. Well, when we last left our superhero, Auntie was talking about NASA, space travel, and how it's all a farce. No moon landing, possible proof that 6 out of the 7 crew members from the Space Shuttle Challenger are still alive and well, and recent claims that NASA might be staging and faking their footage from the ISS. There's a firmament, people. It's impossible. There is no outer space. So let's get to the question my follower had after one of my videos that sparked my entire rabbit hole dig. Burrow. Dive. Outside of the government finally admitting it in 2020, I think we can all safely agree and admit that yes, aliens are real and they do exist. And of course, in turn, so are UFOs. But I don't believe aliens are what we think they are. And when one follower asked me on one of my videos, well, Auntie, if space isn't real, where are the aliens coming from? Girl, when I say that stopped me in my tracks, and I couldn't rest until I got you that answer. But I'm forever changed now that I know possibly what the answer is. And I can't be changed forever on my own. So I'm bringing you along. Knowing what I know now, I'm so mad at myself. Why didn't I ever question this fact before? What's another word for alien? Extraterrestrial. Yeah? The dictionary would want you to believe it is of or from outside of the earth or its atmosphere. Well, then somebody at Webster better explain this to me then, because terra actually means land. So why do they define terrestrial of or relating to the earth? Of or belonging to the land as opposed to the sea or air, living or growing on the land, earthly, worldly, or mundane. That does not make sense. The math is not mathing. Why in 47 years did I never think to question this? And wouldn't maybe, I don't know, extra celestial be a little bit more suiting of a name for something coming from out there? So extraterrestrial actually means of extra land. Someone from extra land. All right, hang on to your britches, bitches. It's time to jump down that rabbit hole. And we actually need to go all the way back to the foundation of NASA in 1958 and ask ourselves, if space travel is not even possible, why would they even found NASA in the first place, let alone carry on the facade for over 60 years? If we go back just a year before the foundation of NASA to 1957, we might just find our answer right there. I'd like to introduce you to Admiral Richard E. Byrd, an American aviator and infamous polar explorer. But it was his television interview in 1957 that raised eyebrows. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. I just can't stop with these puns. And I may have found the answer to my followers' question. Welcome back, part 3. Admiral Byrd had done 5 expeditions to Antarctica and achieved the first ever flight over the South Pole in 1929. But sadly, Admiral Byrd passed away shortly after that television interview in 1957. And ironically, NASA was formed a year later in 1958. And if we're going to talk ironic, the Antarctic Treaty was signed by all 12 countries in 1959, basically shutting down exploration of Antarctica for private individuals, also shutting down flights over Antarctica and any exploration without a special government-approved permit. So now we really have to wonder, was NASA just a diversion? Look up here, not down there, to keep the mysteries of whatever truth really lies in Antarctica under wraps? But I promised you I'd get you the answer to your question. If space isn't real, but aliens are, where do they come from? When I tell you I was not ready, I was not prepared for this, not one bit. I stumbled upon a story about Admiral Byrd's exploration of Antarctica between 1946 and 47. He referred to it as Operation High Jump. This may very well be the reason they are hiding Antarctica's truth from us all. No, aliens aren't coming from other planets or galaxies. In fact, they may be visiting us much closer to home. So this whole time, we've been looking for aliens in the entirely wrong direction. There is no outer space.
Her nose is glowing.
And more importantly, where is this land that Admiral Byrd had discovered 76 years later, and it's still not even on our map? Undiscovered land beyond the South Pole? Extra.
I'm just saying, everything she's saying is great, but dear ladies, this is fraud. How dare you do this to your face and lie to us?
Okay, like why? You don't look. You don't need shit on your face. Makeup is terrible. It's bad for your skin, and it's false advertisement here,
right?
It's extra terra.
False advertisement.
Make a whole lot more sense.
Isn't there a problem? What do you think?
Will you walk away?
She looks like a lizard.
Will you walk away?
I don't get that one. I'm gonna make a.
Will you call my name? I'll say la la la.
Oh, just all the different people. We're everywhere. There's the Gleason map.
It's everywhere. The Gleason map is everywhere. I wonder why.
This is a book you can actually get, 16 Emergency Landings. You can find the video on BitChute or all these other places and go do the digging yourself. Don't take these videos that we're talking about. there's nothing I can sit here and I can talk about the curvature, or I could talk about all this, and you're not going to take my word for it. That's why we were playing videos, to make you. Here's a question. Here's this. Why does this make more sense than the shortest route?
Oh, is it your puppy?
Why what?
Is that your puppy?
Yeah, I think he wants to go out. Hold on. No. Bam!
Oh, we are 5 minutes to the top of the hour.
Here's this this guy's, if I can get it, copy. This guy's theory on what gravity is, and a bit of researcher.
Who is who I'm trying to see who I should rate our pilled friends into. Zenit has won 4 gold pills from the scratching guys. Make sure you go over there and scratch.
I see you right there.
The scratching has been released.
Real, but aliens are. Where do they come from?
Yeah, it's behind a bit. Gravity is a myth.
It is 100% a myth.
That's how we started it. That's how we ended. Gravity is completely and totally fake and made up, and it's just some guessing. And you know what? This is what I think it is. And then they paid a bunch of people, like Anthony Fauci paid off everybody to say, you know what I mean? That's all it is. All of these people say it is. So what? That doesn't make it right.
Nope. Guys, if you're not unpilled, you should be. But also, if you're unpilled, go ahead and scratch away over there and see if you can win any gold pills.
And you should just keep scratching too.
I should.
Scratch and then scratch until it tells you that you can't scratch anymore. You just keep scratching.
Scratch.
Claiming and scratching right again. And then you just keep getting a little buildup.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of it. I don't know. That's just like I said. Like I told them the last time, a few times already. I could sit here and give you all kinds of evidence it can't prove it. It's just a theory. It's just another theory. Flat Earth isn't. I don't think it's just a theory that I find more plausible than a sphere. Oh, you're crazy. It's not that I believe. I don't know. That's the difference between flat earthers and those guys. I don't know what it is.
Tweak was not Fog. Fog was someone different. Tweak is not a troll that would be afraid to tell you who he is. Fog.
Oh, I'm not Fog. No.
Tweak is not.
Oh, I'm only on the internet as one person. I don't make any secondary accounts. You're either going to say Tweak or Tweak 626, and that's it. And I don't make no secondary accounts to try to start no shit or do any spying. That's not my fucking thing. I'm straight up blunt, and I say it from mine. Yeah, I don't hide behind anything. I say that. So no, the Fog's not me. Nobody else is me, unless it says Tweak 626. It ain't me. Tweak or Tweak 626.
It ain't me.
Right?
All right. Who? Because I am new.
Who's on? You want to make friends?
So we have who is up here?
Go to America Rising Media. Let me see who's on.
So I have Real AF Patriot, American Rising.
No. Oh, that's Sean. Yeah, it's Sean Ash and Ducky. They're watching a movie, The Accountant 2. Oh, never mind. Don't send the people to go watch Accountant 2. It's a terrible movie.
It's a terrible movie.
Yeah, it was a terrible movie. I watched it the other day.
I don't know who.
Up top, Matrix Codebreaker. He'll rate well.
He's good?
Yeah.
All right. So I will send the boys and girls over to Matrix QD, whatever. That one?
Yep.
All right.
Matrix Code Breaker.
Click that. So we got the raid set up there. So before we go, why don't you tell the boys and girls where they can find you? And hopefully this week you will reach out to me the night before so we can record a show.
Cole, what makes you say that?
Huh?
Yeah. News.pureblood.media. You can go to the website. It is basically your news. You get it from triple verified sources. This is the you don't go to CNN, don't go to Fox. Fox is still captured news. Everything is captured news. This is stuff we get from people that we trust and verified. And then we have the TV guide. You can find your yes, there we are. And then we have our TV guide. More people listen. If you're a streamer, go in there, go to contact.
My picture's still not there.
I asked Ray and he said he updated it.
I know. He messaged me back and he said he did too, but it's still not there. And the only link that's here is stupid fucking YouTube. And I gave him all the other ones. I don't know if it just doesn't like me. But my logo is here when you click on it, but it's not on the TV guide.
Huh.
But this is the website. This is the TV guide.
That is the TV guide.
The TV guide is amazing.
Some people have got to come down. I think it's got Red Dawn Radio up there. Red Dawn Radio was he's a good dude. Then he had to give up streaming for family life because he wants to have 37 children. And that happens when you have 37 children.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Don't have 37 children.
Yeah. I took a brief pause on writing because I'm doing this homesteading. I'm going to start writing law and working on a case tomorrow, actually. So that'll be my week, and then I'll record that show with you. So look forward to that, called What Makes You Say That? We're just going to find out about people. See, Gina gets to talk about conspiracy theories and all this other fun stuff, but I'm just going to go ask her what makes her tick.
That'll be fun.
I'm a clock, so a battery. What?
I don't know. Every time I put a battery on, it dies. Like a watch. I can't wear watches. Every time I wear a watch, it stops working.
That's something interesting to discuss.
Isn't it? Every time.
You've never done science experiments? Because I would just be like, all right, now you're going to walk outside with rubber shoes on. All right, it's dead. All right, put a new battery in. All right, now walk outside with barefoot. And then I'd be like, all right, we're going to put Uncle Fester you because you might be short. So maybe if I shaved your head and put a robe on you and put a light bulb in your mouth, it would glow.
Maybe. But when I walk into rooms, sometimes the lights flicker.
Ooh, maybe. Have you ever checked your volts or how many amps or whatever you're...
No.
Go get one of those voltmeters.
That would be interesting
when you walk outside.
Yeah.
Grab a hold of that and see if you're electric. Caleb was just talking about that. Maybe you just reverse that stuff and you can start flying.
That'd be sweet. Imagine me. I'm so little. I would just fly through the sky. Phew. Cassie said she loved your video from Carthage.
Oh, that was 2,600 feet in the air. I'm telling you, like, that's why once you go up that high, you start seeing stuff on your own. And I've taken the drone up in Wyoming. I've taken it up to 2,600 feet up in Colorado along the sides of the mountains.
Welcome in, Raiders.
I should find me on Odyssey. I have well, maybe not. Don't go look up my Odyssey. I've got that's my tweaking the law things. No, that'll be all right. Remember what I told you about beforehand?
Yes.
It's good stuff. Yeah. You want to learn about law? That's actually a good place to go. I'll put on more videos for you, for everybody, and upload them to Rumble. That's what I got to do.
I'm going to harass Tweak this week. He will get his channel up and running this week.
Yes.
I'm going to put that on your Envision board.
Oh, my link. Oh, I'm on X. Let me see this. Let me grab my.
Yeah, drop your links, all of them where you want them to find you. Besides here.
How do I go? Oh, maybe not. Maybe.
Prairie Fire.
I'll go to profile. Duh.
Oh, I missed you.
Go to profile. Maybe.
Thank
there
you guys for smashing that red button over here. You guys are amazing. Listen, Pilled, Andy like pushed. I love people at Pilled. Like the Pilled community. It's amazing. I almost like it better than Rumble, and I never thought I would say that.
There's a lot of good people in Rumble, and I've been to both. I came to Rumble a long time ago when I hated on YouTube a long time ago and came to Rumble.
Yeah.
I was preaching about it, and then it kind of sold out a little bit. So I found my way over to Pilled through Odyssey.
Yeah.
Well, I found Odyssey, and then I found Pilled, and then I'm just like, I'm at home over here in Pilled because you can do whatever you want over here.
Yeah.
There's no you're getting fined or anything like that, or your video gets taken down. And I know I've talked to Matt, I've talked to Maven, just red-blooded Americans. Maven's kid is in hockey, and I grew up where my dad, brother, and my brothers, my nephew, they all played hockey, so I love hockey. So everything that she's going through, same shit that I was, like same kind of life that I knew growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pilled is so fun. And just the people. You see them all around in all the other different streams. Yeah, I enjoy it. And Rumble's fine for growing and getting people to see you, but this is more personal on Pilled. And you get to see everybody who's streaming. Yeah. And it's not a bunch of just like shit you wouldn't listen to. It's just enough to keep you like, okay, I'm interested. Keep you going for, I don't know, 24 hours a day. You could always keep this thing going on. There's always something on.
Yeah, anyway. It's a lot of fun. It's a great thing. Yeah, I have my daughter's 8th grade graduation in the morning. I'm so excited. My grandmother is a dressmaker, and she made her this beautiful dress because they have to wear white for graduation. So it was kind of like a beautiful situation because my grandmother is 87. You know, we don't live forever, obviously.
Right.
We are just a soul in a meat suit. So, you know, gone is not forever, but in the physical world, it is. And she was like, oh, do you want to go out and buy your graduation dress? And she looked at my grandmother. I thought my grandmother was going to cry. And she was like, I would really like it if you could just make me one. And my grandmother was like, okay, like so excited, made her so happy. And it came out beautiful. So that was very exciting. But we have her graduation at 9 a.m. in the morning. So that'll be fun. And then she'll be off to high school in September. And I'm terrified, but we'll get through it. So again, I want to appreciate you, Tweak, for bailing my ass out at the last fucking minute 100%.
Man, I'm telling you, any other Sunday you want to watch some videos and question, wait a minute, what really is the Earth? These videos go on forever.
Yeah. I know. Tweak's like, just message me, girl. Just message me.
Hey, it's fun.
Always a lot of fun. Again, we don't even know if this is what the Earth is, but it makes more logical sense than what we have been taught in prior situations. So we're just trying to open up your mind, your feelings. You know, everything is teachable. We can always be wrong. If I'm the first to say it. If I'm wrong, show me why I'm wrong. Okay.
I'll change my mind.
I'll change my mind.
Right?
there's nothing wrong, and it's kind of funny, especially like when I'm on Sean's show and I do something stupid. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry. And all the guys are like, oh, know how to say that? I'm like, dude, yeah, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Like, fine, everything is fine. So we're just trying to add, like, just open your eyes, ask questions. That's all we want you to do, to be like, okay, you have this. You know, if I showed this to you and I was like, yeah, this is a square. If I had a lab coat on, you would believe me that it's square. But it's not. It's just because somebody told you. Which always just baffles me. As children, we question everything. And then the older we get, we just forget how to question things.
We stop because everybody drinks the fluoride.
As soon as we hit those schools and we start asking questions, I notice even my kids, the older they get, the less questions they start to ask.
Right? I never stopped. I never stopped. I'm like, wait a minute, that makes no sense. And then they tell you, well, it's just the way it is. No, why? Why is it that way?
Yeah.
More people need to ask questions.
Yeah, 100%.
Wait a minute.
And like I said, I forget who I was talking to. I could have been out at the bar at some point, and it could have been anywhere. And they were like, yeah, you're stupid. The world is not round, it's flat. And I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. And then I jumped in and I was like, okay, I was the fucking idiot. What? Wait, how did that flip and turn? And like Tweak said last time, I don't go out and people are like, you're a flat earther. You think I want to say yes so people look at me like I fucking have 14 heads and they're like, you're fucking an idiot.
Right.
I don't want to be called an idiot. That's not my ideal situation. It's just ask questions. My grandmother's 87. She even knows now that the fucking moon landing was fake.
Right. But everybody believes it. Everybody believes of course we walked on the moon. Wait a minute, but have you seen the videos? No. So that it's just the appeal to authority. Well, everybody, that the consensus says that we did it, so we must have. Otherwise, why would everybody believe it? Everybody can't be wrong. Yeah, you guys can. You guys can all be completely wrong.
Yeah.
Who? Jada. What's up, Jada?
I love Jada. Jada's great. He said, Twig.
Jada just got here.
I know. Oh, Super Trucker, everyone's coming in. Where were you guys? Like 2 hours ago.
Where was you 2 hours ago when we were having fun and started this show?
Now you guys are going to have to watch the replay, smash that like button totally, and then repost and share. And I think I'm like 3 away from 250. I think I'm right at 6
followers.
6 months
So
of
you're at
streaming. Yeah.
247 followers.
Yeah. I am so close to 250.
I just made it to 500 on X. 505 now.
On X, what do I even know what I have anymore on X? X I have, it's funny, I think I'm bigger on X. So X I have 1,875 followers.
Ooh, look at you.
Yeah. So I'm good there. I gotta check and see what I am at Pilled. I was at 34. Last week I was at like 22. And our new friends who are over there now, Prairie and Those Dude, they rated me last week and I went from like 22 followers to 34 over on Pilled. So I was like super, super, super pumped. But to get to 250 in just under 6 months has been a ride and so much fun to grow that fast. I don't even
you're talking
really
the right subjects.
Yeah, and I don't promote my show as well as I should be. I should be out there promoting my channel all the time, especially on X and stuff like that. But I only promote it when I'm on somebody else's show or the day of the show, like tonight. I'll put it out before we go live. So my channel has literally grown because of all of you guys in the chat, all of the word of mouth, all of the friends coming in and seeing it and liking it and enjoying it, even controversial stuff. I don't even care if you watch it and give me a thumbs down and then in the comments say this show is a fucking stupid. At least you watched it.
Fucking sucks and's gay.
That's fine. You watched it. That watch hour, baby. And even though you told me it was gay, your wheels are still turning, and I know they're turning, and you're gonna look it up, and you're gonna be like, "This fucking bitch is stupid," and then you're gonna come to my side, and then you're gonna come back, and again, and again, and again, and again, and then you're just gonna have fun here.
That's how I end up getting sucked over to the third railify sometimes. I'm like,
oh, I love it.
I get to watch a bunch of guys, or when it's the night, I don't get invites anymore.
No,
but I get to watch a bunch of guys get all thirsty on Gina, and I'm just like, oh man. And then I get to listen to Sean use the word adorable, and I'm like, Sean, alpha males don't use adorable. Don't do that.
It's the Canadian
just don't say it. I know he's Canadian. I like to make it
Canadian in him.
I like the show. I stay over there and send money.
No, Thursday.
I find it hilarious.
What day? It's Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. Ask for a link, bro. And not like 15, 20 minutes, half hour before we end.
Oh, why not? Then that's when I come in and make a splash. Kerplunk. Like a plop, plop, fizz, fizz. So what a relief
how
it is.
Sweet it is. We'll just call you a zesty drink. That's what I call like tonic water. It's zesty. Zesty water.
Yes.
Yes. So I appreciate you guys all here. It
Holler
is
at Jada. That's how you get those followers. And
I
you
love
get some
Jada's
and
amazing.
some people coming there.
I haven't seen Wendy in a while. Wendy Wild. How's she doing? I know she bounces around everywhere.
I got to meet her in person at Salt Fest down in Texas.
That's awesome.
I've met Jada a few times. I was riding my I went to go pick up my motorcycle up in Illinois, and I was riding through, and I got to I was over 1,000-mile journey where I was going, so I swung in, stayed the night at her place, met her dogs, and then rolled back out, and then did the other 900 miles.
Damn. That sounds. Are you going
Tweak
to
is
Tweak
going
Fest?
to Saltfest.
I mean, Saltfest.
Tweak is going to Saltfest. Which one? What's the next one?
Wendy's over at Jason's. So that was my next question, folks. I was just gonna go see. So you guys over on Pilled, where do we send in Pilled? I forget.
Going to probably Matrix Codebreaker. Is he still on? 92.
I think so. And let's see who is on over here that we can raid into. So we have Cool Frog, we have Darth. Who else do I know that's fun over here?
Darth Jason.
Love Darth. The Drunken Rocky. Where would you guys
go? I just call him
like
gay all the time. What's he doing? He's just
go. This weekend in North Carolina, Tweak. Are you going?
That's this weekend in North Carolina? I thought that was last weekend. I thought it was just this weekend right now.
Bad Pogue said he wants to do a Patriot Foxhole meetup in Northern Illinois sometime this summer.
I can go to Northern Illinois. I got to go up there anyway. We're hoping to do a Patriot / Foxhole meeting up in Northern Illinois. Well, wait a minute. You better change it up because Northern Illinois is Chicago, and Chicago sucks. Chicago is terrible. You could probably do if you're gonna do Illinois, I would probably do Central Illinois, maybe Bloomington.
Jada said June 20th, 21st, and 22nd, Tweak.
Is the one in North Carolina? I thought it was this weekend. What is my calendar? Yeah, because they were talking about making plans to come pick me up last Friday or something like that. Those crazy people. I have to go pay attention. I don't know.
You don't know if you're going to do it. What are you going to do with your goats?
Well, I live on 8.5 acres with my brother and his wife live on the other side. So they take care of chickens and all kinds of stuff. So all I got to do is feed and water my chickens. Nice.
Now, would you bring your dogs with you?
I take at least 2 of my dogs with me everywhere I go.
Nice.
I take one. I take Fearless. Fearless He's great. He listens very well, snaps and everything like that, and hand signals, and he puts his vest on. He's very, very polite. Cowie, she hasn't had her vest on in quite a few years, so she's kind of rough around the edges. But then I got another one named D'Artagnan. He's in it. He don't listen. He's an asshole. But like, I take my dogs. They don't have a leash because I'm not going to take a leash. I wouldn't. There's a lot behind that, but my dogs all listen. So they'll walk right here at my my legs. It doesn't matter. We'll go through a store or anything like that. Other people's dogs on leashes, they'll pull away trying to get to my dogs. And my dogs, Treek is confusion. He can get picked up Wednesday evening. My dogs will just sit right there at my my legs, and I'll be like, that's none of your business. Leave it alone. And then they'll be like, I bet. Doesn't care about that dog. Doesn't care about anything. Walk with me anywhere I go.
That's awesome.
So I take my two dogs with me, Cowie and Fearless. They go with me everywhere.
So the people have spoken. So I'm going to send all of you beautiful people over to a Darth. Love Darth. A great guy.
D'Artagnan is a humper.
Cowie is cute. D'Artagnan is a humper.
Cowie's my adorable baby. Come here, watch this. Cowie.
So again, puppy. Oh, look at him.
This is a girl. This is my baby girl.
Mine is I don't know if you can see her. She is like hidden in her blankets over there. She's
a dog.
She's a dog.
It's a dag.
She's fucking snores so loud. It's hilarious. So again, I want to thank you guys all for being here. Tweak. I want to again say I appreciate you. I love you for being on, especially last minute. All of you people on Pilled, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for following. If you could come over to Rumble, Mom's Mystery and Mayhem over here as well. I'm trying to get to that 250 mark. I am so close.
Watch this. Are you ready? Jada, do me a favor. Mom's Mysteries and Mayhem, go get her 3 followers. Get her up to at least 250. I know you know people. Everybody out there.
We could do it.
My dogs are never out of control, except for D'Artagnan.
I love the little noises they make.
Oh yeah, she makes that grunt. It's so adorable.
Yeah, it's so cute. So again, you can find me here, Mom's. My God, that's such a laid back dog.
Yep.
She's like, whatever, it's fine. Everything is fine. Thank you,
two of them.
Given. Oh my gosh, and there's another one.
I'm gonna hold you upside down, bud.
My dog would flail. They're so chill. Like, whatever, Dad.
See, don't let Jada lie to you guys. My dogs are not out of control. They're very perfectly well.
My dog would have been like, yeah, she's fucking psycho. Typical small dog syndrome. You walk by the house, she's like a little fucking bulldog. Her like back legs, like she scrapes the dirt, and I'm like, dude, you're fucking 12 pounds. Relax. Right. Oh my God, my heart. That's how you would kidnap me. Puppies. Typical white girl puppies.
Oh, thank you. You're so sweet.
That's all it would take. Thanks for following me here. I am new on Pilled. I think this is my 3rd or 4th episode over on Pilled. Call me Tube. I'm out there too. I don't know how I do over there. I honestly don't even really check. But if you're over there watching, I appreciate you over there. Get your ass over to either Rumble or Pilled because Call Me Tube sucks. So there's that. So again, every Sunday evening, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can find me here. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you can find me over at Third Railify, where it is a complete off the rail show, except for Monday. Monday, we do more nerd stream called Pop Culture Beatdown with Sean, Mikey, and Darnell. Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, we do a show called News and Hangout. Wednesday, Sean and I do a show, A Boot Nothing, which we started this new thing where we're battling cryptids, which is super fucking fun. we do like a lot of research and then we banter back and forth, and the audience gets to choose which cryptid won. And then that's also chat-based, chat-led, and it's a lot of fun. Thursday nights, you can find me over at Mikey's channel, Killer Games Cast, where we do an AI reading story where it's kind of like you can choose the story and where you want to go, which is a lot of fun. And other than that, I'll be around, and Tweak and I are going to record a show this week for his new channel. So that'll be fun. He's going to, I guess, try to find the things that make Gina tick.
Well, maybe. What makes you say that? So I'll just figure out what makes you, think the way you do about life in general or different subjects. Everybody else, not just you. It'll be more people, but you'll be the start.
So cute. My dog would not. That's like a kitty move. Oh my gosh. I could just sit here and stare at the puppy all day long. All right. Thank you guys. If you guys came in late, please give my show a rewatch, whether you just stick me in your ears or throw me on your TV. I appreciate it. Absolutely. Mad Poke said, counting down, we need one more follower. So I am one away from 250. So we can do it, guys. Share, repost, tell your friends, tell your neighbors. Like I said, it's a lot of fun here.
249 followers, right? You can
So
see dogs.
Close, so close. You get to see puppies, and Tweak. All right, guys. Again, I love you. It's almost 11:30. That Minnesota goodbye was 25 minutes as usual. That's how it always happens. I will catch you guys all later. Until next time, I love you guys. Bye.
Stop the boat!
We're there.
Where?
Here. A small step for mankind, but a giant step for us.